So I didn't think about how to do this video beforehand, if that makes any sense. So after the fact, because I couldn't find any videos on how to do it, because I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but it's super simple. So what I'm talking about is installing a 20-inch fan, exhaust fan. You can see I put beams up with the L brackets, just like they did on building this metal building. And then I used L brackets on the fan itself. I did take the fan unit off. I'll show pictures later. The fan unit, where there's 4 screws, I took that off first, made a pattern out of cardboard. I'll talk about that later as well. And then drew that pattern on the wall with a marker, and then cut it with my die grinder, right? And again, no videos out there really that I could see on how to do this, but I installed it just the way I saw them install the windows that I have here. So all I did then is had an old extension cord, and I ran the wires. They're just a 3-wire, a white one, a black one, and a green ground for the 3-way plug. I got a speed controller off of Amazon. I think it was 18 bucks. I got a temperature regulator, a thermostat that actually turns the fan on and off at certain temperatures. You can see here I got it set at 80. So if the building or the temp sensor up top gets 80 degrees or higher, then the fan kicks on. And with this controller, you can either do it with fan on, or you can do it as a dimmer. And hopefully on a video you can hear this. And then that's full speed. Right there, I didn't even show you, that's dumb. You're going down. So then that means whatever you set this at, if this calls the fan to turn on, then it'll turn on. Or I can just turn it to high and leave it on high, and then when this temp sensor here tells the fan to kick on from 80 degrees up, right? And then it'll shut down once it gets below 80 degrees at that temp sensor up there. So it's made a huge difference since yesterday on being in here. It was 108 degrees yesterday, and right now it's 91, but I've had the door open, but it does a good job. So I'm gonna go on up, and it is about 14 feet up here in my steel building. So I just want to show the brackets. So all I did was cut the tubing to fit, and then just use the self-tapping L brackets that I got extra from the building company. Then I used another L bracket there and made sure it didn't impede with the louvers, and the same on the bottom on the louvers. It didn't impede on the louvers, and then connected it here. See how it's connected here. But these are the screws I'm talking about before that I took out. There's 4 of those that hold the fan on. I'm not very good on ladders. I hate ladders, but it was very easy to put back up here, balance up, and get it in. And then you can see the bottom bracket. I put 2 braces on the bottom bracket. Now, how I did that is once I cut the hole, I put the louver box in it to make sure it fit, right? So then what I did is I connected these brackets here to the louver box, and then when I put the fan up, I put the louver box up. You can see that screw right there. I put 2 screws from the inside of the building out, because I knew I was going to put colored screws on the back again, so I just replaced them a little while ago. So I put those 2 to hold this up, and then what I did is I just held this bracket up, this bottom piece up, with the little L brackets on them here, and I screwed 1 screw on each one of these in to hold it, right, and to get it in the proper position before I put in the end screws, which are these screws right here. These 2 right here, and then these 2. And then I did the same for the top. I had the bracket already on the top. I laid the beam that had those L brackets already screwed in right there, and I laid it on top, and I screwed in the screws, and then screwed the beam to this main beam here, right here. So again, wasn't hard at all. I siliconed the shit out of it. I put a big bead of, this is actually roofing. I'll get the name of it, but It is a silicone-based product, and I coated it on the outside of this with it when I stuck it in there. And then, like I showed in the video, the other video I'll show, I put a silicone bead around the outside as well. No trim, no nothing, but I still think it looks good. And it really does make a huge difference in this building. And you can see this is my building here. It's a 30 by 55, 3 10-foot doors, and 8 windows.